morning, my sweet friends. I hope you're having a lovely day whenever you're watching this. I'm going to start this vlog off rather abruptly and let you guys know that we have mice. Or at least I think we have mice. I can't be sure because I haven't seen them, but I suspect we have mice because I just went into one of my kitchen drawers to get something out and I noticed that one of my Tupperware has been chewed through. And last I checked, I don't eat Tupperware, and I don't think Olive does either. So that leads me to believe we have some intruders with us. And if you're new here, I'm Casey. I live in my self-converted camper van, full-time on the road with my cat Olive, and now with a couple other animals, I'm pretty sure. I did not realize before starting van life how common this was, or how much of a problem this can be at times. In the last year that Olive and I have been living on the road, we have had about 14 mice, give or take. If you guys have seen my previous vlogs, you know I do a lot of cooking here in the van, and mice can smell it, especially when we're doing like dispersed camping where we're further away from cities and we're just more out in nature. They will smell your food and they will want some of it. I'm sure the follow-up question to that is, well, where are they coming in and why don't you just close off those access points? And I think those are great questions. I don't know. I think most of them are passing through somewhere between the engine compartment and the front of the van. I know there must be holes somewhere, you guys, but I, for the life of me, cannot find them. So we just do our best to deal with the problem once it's happened. That's been my technique so far. I've ordered some things on Amazon that are my mouse arsenal, my mouse deterrents, and I'll be able to pick those up from a shipping center this afternoon. But right now, first step is obviously a deep clean of the van. I need to sanitize a lot of things. I'm sorry if you're not interested in a mouse catching vlog. I have a feeling that's what this video is gonna be. But on the plus side, Olive loves it. Olive loves when we have mice in the van. It brings her so much joy. It brings her enough joy for the both of us. So who am I to take that away from her? Let's get to cleaning. Did not find anything unusual when I was cleaning the van earlier today. I didn't find any mouse droppings or nests of any kind, which you'd think would be reassuring, but I'm pretty sure that just means they're hiding well, so I don't love that. But I did go into town and I picked up my Amazon package, so I will show you guys what I use when we have mice here in the van. None of this is sponsored, by the way. These are genuinely just the things I have picked out and I like to use. The first is this Mighty Mint rodent repellent spray. I like this one because it's safe for use around pets. It's basically just peppermint oil. So mice do not like the smell of peppermint, and I will use this to spray the whole outer perimeter of the van to deter new mice from coming inside. I have already sprayed the perimeter of the van for tonight, and I don't know how well it's going to work because it's been raining on and off all afternoon, so it might not be that effective, but it is better than nothing. I also got these mouse repellent pouches. These are very similar to the spray. They're just scented pouches, but I use these inside the van. So these have peppermint oil and cinnamon oil. And on the back, it actually recommends using 3 pouches for inside an RV. I'm only going to use 2 of these because peppermint and cinnamon can also be kind of irritating for cats as well. So I'm not trying to irritate Olive. I'm just gonna stick one of these up in the cab area because I close that off at night. And I'm gonna put another one inside my cabinetry because that's where I keep a lot of my food. And that is where my Tupperware is being eaten. The last thing, of course, this wouldn't be a mouse catching vlog if I didn't have mouse traps of some kind. I already own 2 of these and I bought 2 more just for good measure, but these are the humane catch and release type of trap. It basically has a front door that locks open, and then the back wall is removable. So you can stick your bait inside of the wall. I have already put mine in there. I usually use peanut butter or cheese, but peanut butter I think works a little bit better. So I loaded it up with peanut butter, and it has holes that are inside the trap so they can smell it, and it will lure them into the trap, and once they step on this platform, it just shuts the front door behind them. And basically, they're in mouse jail until you can take them and release them somewhere. Mice are nocturnal, so if we're gonna be seeing or hearing them, it will likely be in the middle of the night. So I'm gonna get all of this in place and head to bed. I'll say goodnight to you guys, and then I will update you either in the middle of the night or in the morning. Morning, you guys. It is the next morning. I thought for sure I was gonna wake up a lot sooner to the sound of something, either Olive catching a mouse on the ground or the sound of one of the traps closing, but I didn't hear anything last night. Which is one of the craziest parts about all of this, is you can have mice in your van and never hear them and never see them. So I don't know if we caught anybody last night, but let's check our traps and see if we have any guests with us this morning. First trap, empty. Second trap, also empty. Third trap, also empty. Well, I'm gloved up because our fourth trap is not empty. We have a little mouse in there. Olive? Nope. Nope. Have you been hanging out in my van, little guy? Are you trying to get this peanut butter? Where's your family? Oh my gosh, you guys, he is just so small. He looks pretty scared, so I am going to get dressed and then walk him quite a ways away and release him. It's okay, buddy. We're just finding you a new home. Sorry, but you can't stay here. You, Miss Olive, better behave. No touching him. Yeah, I'm very sorry. You're not allowed to catch this one. No. I am walking our little friend about a mile away from where the van is parked, just because if I release him too close to the van, he'll actually be able to smell his way back, which I don't really want. I imagine I am gonna get some questions in my comments asking why I don't just use the kill traps or the snap traps instead of the humane ones. Honestly, you guys, I just don't, I don't have the heart for it. If Olive catches a mouse in the van before I get to it or before it finds its way into one of these traps, she 9 times out of 10 will kill the mice, and she was a stray before I adopted her, so I think she's had her fair share of, you know, little creatures and lizards that she would eat for food, and obviously she doesn't eat them now. Just to clarify, she's not eating. I'm not having Olive eat mice or lizards, but you know, that's a bit different because those are her natural instincts, and if I can help it, if it's in my hands and not Olive's, I will just, you know, do what I can to let him live. Well, one down, who knows how many more to go. I think once I get back to the van, I'm gonna respray the outside perimeter with the peppermint spray again, just to make sure that any of these mice I'm catching and releasing are not wanting to get back in the van. I would be really, really surprised if they could even find the van again based on how far out I'm walking. But I guess you can never be sure. And I would rather be safe than sorry. Well, this is a little awkward, but it's been a week since I filmed that for you guys. I've been waiting because I thought for sure we were gonna have more mice that I would be catching and releasing and showing you guys here in the vlog, but the traps have been out and we have not had another visitor at all, which I'm very suspicious of because mice usually don't travel solo. I think it's pretty rare to just have one of them by itself, but I'm trying not to jinx it. Maybe we just got lucky. Maybe we let him go and he went and told all the other mice not to go near the van with a cat in it. So yeah, that's what it's like when we have a mouse here in the van with us. It is certainly a less shown and much less glorified side of van life, but a side of van life nonetheless. And if you can get past the part of it that feels a little gross or invasive at first, it's really not that big of a deal. I personally think it's a very small price to pay for being closer with nature, which is arguably the most wonderful and beautiful part of this life. So on a completely unrelated note, You guys already know this if you've watched my videos before, but I love thrifting and secondhand shopping, and anytime I go thrifting, I try to pick out something for you guys as well. So I have a couple things that I'm going to do another giveaway with over on my Patreon, and I just wanted to show them in this video. The first is this ceramic teapot. I thought this was so beautiful, you guys. I love the colors. I will say it is not in perfect condition. It has some chips in the paint on different parts of it, so that's kind of unfortunate, but I also think that's one of the beautiful parts of secondhand shopping is you're buying things that have already lived a life and you're going to give it a second life. So I hope whoever this goes to doesn't mind that it has a little added character to it. And of course, I wouldn't give away a teapot without including some kind of drinking vessel. So I also picked out this glass blue mug. I just thought these were pretty and they would look cute together. I don't know if I'll be able to do this if I'm shipping internationally, because I don't know what I can do legally, but I would also like to include some of my favorite teas with this as well, if possible. But these will be going to somebody over on my Patreon. I'll have details posted about the giveaway in the next week or so. And just as a reminder, you guys don't have to pay to be members of my Patreon. You can always go over there and sign up as a free member. Doing these giveaways is just my way of saying thank you to you guys for supporting my channel and for watching these videos. I feel like I don't say it enough, but thank you so much for your support and your encouragement and your kindness. You guys are so incredibly kind to me always, and I don't know what I did to deserve you, but I appreciate it more than you know. So other than that, Olive and I hope you have a lovely week, and we will see you in the next video.